What's going on, YouTubers? Alright, so I wanted to do a quick video on tools that musicians, basically if you guys are playing out of a garage, have a mini band, if you do worship services with your church and you got to rehearse and practice by yourself, there's all different sorts of platforms that everyone uses. If you work with a church, more likely they're going to be using Planning Center to load all your tracks, and it's great and it's very helpful. They have tempos in there. But the one thing is that if you're in your bedroom, usually walking behind your computer or back and forth between your amp, and it gets a little frustrating if you want to get your pace down and get locked in on what you're doing and getting your tempo set up. So what I find myself doing a lot is opening up GarageBand as an empty project, and then however many songs I'm doing, I'm going to load that many tracks with the master track. And I don't want to load any plugins in here. As you see, there's no plugins. I don't have anything set that's going all crazy. Matter of fact, turn that off. Why? Because I'm using the track. Main tracks are already mastered. I don't need to do anything to them. The main thing is that this is a tool. It is not something you need to be messing with during rehearsal. I will set an arrangement so I know when my tracks are separating and what the next one's coming up. Of course, if you have a band map or a set list, you know it's coming up, but this is another key. Also, I'll do a tempo, and I will adjust the tempos as the songs progress. I will always leave about a 5 to 10 second gap that allow me to switch out my click and get my tap tempo set. And that way, I believe 5 to 10 seconds is about a realistic time frame switch between songs on stage. So it helps you kind of keep going. What I also find out is the tracks are usually a little higher. I like to have them as a backing and somewhat of a play alongs, but I want to tune in on what I am doing. So if I'm playing it and something is off like a chord, I'll know. So with that, I'll back off my main volume for each track about a -7 dB. I find that's realistic. It keeps everything in the yellow, not necessarily clipping off. And you'll see that if you separate your tracks like a staircase, you don't have to worry about clipping everything and doing one song, coming back, clicking off mute and going to the next one. That usually happens if you load everything together. So if you just spread them out and make a staircase, all you do is come over here, you hit play, whether you're using a remote or your laptop keyboard, and walk over to amp, and then you start rehearsing the entire set without even worrying about the computer at all. I find that that's super useful for me, and this will work in any project, whether you're using Logic, Appleton, of course, GarageBand. You can use the same format. The idea is not to use so many plugins. Don't go crazy with doing fades. Just load the tracks, set the tempo, and hit play. That way you guys can get locked in on the effects, the set list, and pay attention to what you're doing, so when you guys actually show up for a show or rehearsal, you guys are set and you are locked in on what you need to be doing as a guitarist, or of course musician, or whatever you're playing. So if you like the video, subscribe, hit like, and that's all I have for you guys.